Should homeless people be forced into shelters? Some say it's kindness to give them shelter. Others say forcing them takes away their freedom. So what's the right thing to do? I'm not sure if this is the right thing to say, but most of the time when I see homeless people, I feel like they're better off just being homeless than going into one of those shelters. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but from what I've seen, the homeless shelters are just full of weirdos. I mean, I get that some people need help and they go to the shelters for a little while, but some of them have been there for years. There was this one time I was at a bus stop, and this guy comes up to me and he is all, "Can you spare some change for a cheeseburger?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And he goes, "Actually, can you spare $8 because I need to get into the shelter tonight?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, it costs $8 to get into the shelter." And then he explains to me that if you leave the shelter, you have to pay $8 to get back in. And I was like, that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I gave him the $8 because I was like, dude, you gotta eat. You gotta have a place to stay tonight. But it just made me think, like, why would someone want to pay $8 to be inside a shelter with a bunch of weirdos when they could just be outside? I don't know. There is something about the idea of having to pay to get out of a shelter that makes me think that maybe it is better for people to just stay outside. I mean, I know that there is a lot of people that need help, and they end up on the streets because of circumstances beyond their control. But a lot of them, I think, are better off just staying outside. I don't know. Maybe it's not the most compassionate thing to say, but I think it's kind of better for them in the long run. If we just let them stay homeless, they seem happier that way. Now, you might think I'm heartless for saying that, but really, I'm just trying to be honest. It's just an opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but it's an opinion. So here's what I want you to do. Go down to the comments and comment your thoughts. Let's have a nice, respectful conversation about this. And if you want to continue the conversation, follow 4 more videos like this. You know, I've always thought it was interesting that people try to hide their homeless problem, try to pretend like it doesn't exist, like they sweep them under the rug. But the reality is that homelessness is a problem that affects all of us. Whether we like it or not, it's a problem that needs to be solved. And pretending like it doesn't exist is not going to make it go away. We need to talk about it. We need to be honest about it. We need to find real solutions.